Accelerator, a film about real time, promoting digital independence.
Are you okay?
What's wrong? I don't know. I just haven't heard people talk about Jenny forever.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
Were you close with me?
Yes, this is our stepsister.
What are you having to go through right now in order to feel that you gotta let go?
I don't know, nobody ever, really talked to me about it after she died. But, I just understood it and I just, dealt with it, but I guess I didn't deal with all of it. Apparently.
We understand. We didn't
How old
realize.
were you?
I guess I'll be 14.
You were 14.
You have to give yourself reasoning, when things happen like this, because it seems so unjustified.
Mm-hmm.
You always want to say,
Yes.
why didn't it happen to me? Especially in the case of a mother, what I
Oh,
mean?
yes.
And my mother always said, there's a reason why things happen, and in your case, he said he had to go in order to make you a man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it,
Mm-hmm.
for years. And then I said, because I was only 15 when that happened, and
Right.
All my friends were dead when I came back. I thought about it. Well, that was what happened. Because he died, I moved. My parents stayed, my mother and my sister stayed, but I went away to my aunt's house to live in another town completely.
Mm-hmm.
And got away from all those people and learned how to accept and build things with my own two hands and make things happen. In that 15 and a half, I had my own apartment, and I was already living on my own, working and going to school, and doing everything I felt that I had to do in order to try and grieve with,
Right.
deal with this grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think that if I stop working like a maniac, that I'll have time to think about it. I see the power of the women in front of me, And me too. I got two sisters, and I'm the only boy, and it's like I saw those three women kind of growing up together, and I was away from them, and I got to see it from the outside, and they turned out to be such loving, incredible people. You really remind me of my sister Tina big time.
Oh,
Same.
thank you.
Hey, what do you think? Get the same. You guys are almost twins. You get an idea, you're putting together a book, and this book is in the form of letters, right, that you guys are writing.
Yes,
And I
right.
remember you were telling me this
yes.
originally, and the second she tells me this other thing, I'm like, oh my goodness, my God, that is awesome. In my opinion, this is the most honest, straightforward, healing thing I have ever fucking seen. You know what I mean? It's really fucking cool. I gotta tell you. Sorry. It is totally cool that you guys can actually come up and do something like that goes beyond just hurting yourselves. But that is a worldly thing, man. That is so nice in a world where even just letters, people don't write letters anymore, they send emails, you know what I mean? And to be able to lock that up with the missing of someone you love and stuff like that, it's just, it is crazy, And I know that she's totally loving you guys and smiling and laughing with you guys and all this.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Because it's so, it's such a, I don't even have a word to say for what that stuff is that you're doing. It's so beautiful. It's like a new kind of human life. It's a different thing, Anyways, I'm so honored that we're able to talk about this and go through this, because it's been one of my main dealings too that I've had to deal with. I don't talk about it too often, but I watched my mother shred down to nothing, in the sense that she was a housewife from Europe that was born and raised to just raise her children, and he went. She just didn't even know how to deal with it. She'd never worked. She'd never written a check.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I watched her sacrifice her whole life for her kids, So it's important to do justice to the people that are gone, that we loved. And it's also important to be happy, I think, for them.
Oh, yes.
Use their fact that they're gone as much to our advantage as we can, as opposed to, the grieving is always there. It's always better if they were around than if they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing that you can say that really helped you to kind of connect in the peak points of this, you know, writing the book is the end result. It's one of the things that you're doing. But any tips and tricks that we can give people out there for, you know, how to come together instead of getting torn apart? Because I could see some people actually having the opposite happen to them.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
And you kind of do, in a sense.
It's hard to go back to that place.
Yeah.
It's hard to deal with it. But I think you've just got to eventually come to that realization that my life has to go on and I can't ignore this anymore. I have to move on. And I'm the type of person where I have a hard time leaving issues. You know what I mean? I hate that little feeling you have in the back of your head where you're like, you know, I haven't dealt with this. I need to do that before I can move on. And with the book and with, you know, the website, I just wanted to give people a place to go so that they could do that. They could move on with their lives. They could be happy themselves and celebrate their loved ones rather than just staying and sticking in that just, oh, it's so hard.
It's painful.
To
And
stay in
when
the
you're
pain.
there, it's you can't see a way out. And I think part of it is you have to choose to, okay, I'm feeling the pain, but I don't have to. I can let it go.
That's the hard part, is letting it go.
Mhm. It is. And realize that you're still going to feel the pain, but it's going to get easier as time goes on.
That's really beautiful what you said about a choice, you know, that
It is a
you
choice.
have to actually, because probably if I may,
Uh-huh.
of course.
probably a lot of people think that there's going to be a moment, and I think that's hello. And I think that's true of a lot of things. Sorry, I have tears in my eyes too, but that's true of a lot of situations where you think that there's going to be that moment that happens to you that will make that change happen. You know, whether it is the end of a grief, whether it is the beginning of a dream, even some people as yourself, you're creating a business, all those things, it comes down, and this is what Momo is trying to show, I think, throughout, one of the things he's trying to show throughout this whole Accelerator tour is to take I don't want to say personal responsibility because it's so cliche, but to make that choice and to, and then you can manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So whether it is the end of a grief, then you choose, as you just so beautifully said, to end the grief. And of course there's a process, that accompanies that,
Right.
but it starts from that. It starts from that moment that you choose.
You have no choice but to reinvent yourself, because that's a piece that is missing from you that can never be replaced. This is not like losing a watch or
That's
losing. This is a permanent thing. This is like losing a piece of your DNA.
Mm-hmm.
It is as real as it gets. And a lot of people, they don't know how to do that. How did your husbands and stuff deal with that? Did they affect them? Were they?
I wasn't married yet, so my husband never knew her, which is actually a little bit hard because he didn't because I still have moments when I'm like, I miss my sister, and or I have something, or I did when I met him, and he's kind of like, he didn't know how to handle it, so he just kind of hold me and just be like, I didn't know her, so he just kind of knows her through me and my family and what we've done, because we still get together and stuff like that on her birthday, and so that's kind
It's a
of
little
different
hard for him to relate.
Yeah, to relate.
Because he didn't know her.
Well, and he's never lost anybody either in his family, so he doesn't.
He's never experienced.
Yeah,
that.
he's never experienced that.
My husband we were actually really good friends with my sister and her husband. Her husband is a sweetheart of a man, and we were really closer than anybody else in the family. They were closer to us than anybody else. And he was really sweet to me. He, was very understanding. I would be crying all the time for a while, and he was very, very good with that. But her husband I think it was very hard for him to look at us because we all look so much alike and we all have some of the same mannerisms. It was hard for him to be around us and be able to move on at the same time because we reminded him so much of her. And so we haven't, been in contact with him as much as we'd like, but we understand that he has had to go through his own healing process too.
What you guys have done is you're reinventing the wheel. You're taking what we will call the suffering, you've reconverted it into a kind of, you've digested it, turned it into a new kind of fuel that is going to turn it into something positive now, and you're moving it forward. So we got the book.
Yes.
We got the book, and we got this amazing site called it's jenslove.com. You finally got the .com.
Yes, we got the .com.
Yes.
All right, this is amazing. Yeah, so we're going to get together and we're going to be putting together some videos. I'm going to read this book. I'm going to cry my ass off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together some major videos with even other people that have experienced that thing and wind up giving to you as content. So
That would be awesome.
And we'll do some promo stuff. This is why sorry.
It's okay. I'm tired of
Emotional shit. Oof. This is why I started doing videos in the first place anyways, because you can't, when you document stuff like this, it's as real as it gets. This is not a reality show. This is a real show in the sense that it's about real people and just get together to talk about stuff that happens to all of us,
Oh, yes.
And I'm sorry, it's been a long trip. This accelerator thing has accelerated me through the roof.
Are you getting any sleep? Is what
No, I haven't really. People, I haven't slept in like 2.5 weeks, and we were saving this kind of amazing thing for last here, but I got to tell you, it's kind of messing me up. It's always
You
good.
kept telling me this was an important one for you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
kept
This was
telling
very
me that.
important for me to get together with you guys. I would have flown to the end of the world to get together with you guys, just because it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
You
yes.
are just amazing to me, and what you do on YouTube and everything else, it's just, I'm just blown away by you.
You should have seen her this morning. She gets up at 7 o'clock. We were up really late. She gets up at 7 o'clock. She's jumping out of bed. She's so excited. She's meeting Momo today. And it was, I mean, seriously, she's pacing around. When's Momo calling me? When's Momo calling me?
I gotta call him.
She was really excited to meet you. And I just have to say thank you so much
It is my pleasure.
for
Everything that you're doing.
It's my pleasure. You lift me too. Whenever, like I said, whenever I talk to you at work, I always say to myself, "Wow, there she is at work." You got her coworker sitting back there, probably hearing me say all this whack shit. She's like, "Why is Carol speaking to that strange guy with the?" That doesn't really look like the kind of guy she normally be hanging with. Right down to the last minute, you got to think that there's no way in the world, right?
Oh,
This kind of stuff should be
yes,
happening
yes.
according to your average
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
theory of
We know
life.
better.
Exactly. I'm sure your next door neighbors and all kinds of people say, "Yeah, we're gonna hang out with these people and tell this mohawk." It's ridiculous, but it isn't.
No, it's not. We connected heart to heart is what I feel, and just soul to soul, because I feel like I know you guys forever, and
Me too.
It's-
I truly consider you a friend, right? Because you know what I tell people about you? When I would say that when you meet this person, or if you were to meet these people, you would see that they're the kind of people that you'd want them friends for life, because it's just got that kind of energy, And there isn't that many. Maybe there is, but I don't see them too often. You know what I mean? People who, like I said, we're attracting. My whole goal with this thing that we're doing here is to attract the same kind of people I don't care if people have problems. I don't know who's higher, who's better, who has less money, more money, who's more talented. Has nothing to do with that, right? We can all learn from each other.
Oh, yes.
And together we create a new genre of something that is combined and that other people can learn from and understand that, hey, look what happened.
Oh, yes.
You got 3 women who have gone through a traumatic experience, 3 different people yet coming from the same place with different people getting together and accomplishing something that other people say, there's no way, there's no prescription for this. There's not a book in the thing that says that a person like you is getting together with a person like me. And oh, by the way, I think I'm going to bring my daughters along. You know what I mean?
You're on the MomoZone. We've been accelerated. Peace out.